Man show with my friend, the great Kenny Blakeney, representing the Howard Bison basketball or football team with the answer today. We don't know if he's the basketball coach, the announcer, or the football coach, but it's my man. What's up, coach?
Hey, JR, Bossman, if you see me do like this and start calling plays, I've changed sports. How you doing,
Yes.
man?
Coach, I'm doing good. Good to talk to you, man. I know it was a rough year for you guys, but you guys persevered really tough, man. So tell us about that, man. How's it been with you and your program and your young men as you all get ready for 2021, 22 here going forward?
Yeah, Bossman, well, we started out with a lot of hope and a lot of promise, to be honest with you, with our season and the momentum that we've gotten from the summer. Having McCore Maker on our roster and our young guys taking another year and growing, we thought that this could be a year that we kind of ascended up to the ladder of in the MEAC a little bit. I didn't know where we would be, but I thought we could be a team that, overall record would be 500 in that range or above. And I actually thought that we could have a chance at the end of the day to be right there. Not that we could win it, but I thought we could have a chance to be one of those teams that could be at the top of the MEAC. And unfortunately, we only got 5 games in, and our season got canceled because of COVID. We had a number of young men come down with the virus, and we just were not able to recover to complete the season or the rest of the games that we had on schedule.
Yeah, and coach, it's real tough, because a lot of your young men are young African American men getting COVID, and we know how COVID is ravaged our community very bad. And I thought it was a very sound move by you in the athletic department because you don't want these young men to get sick and have lasting effects of it, and just keep trying on the pause again. It was very made very sense to me, coach. Very rational move to me. So people criticize the season, but I'm like, they did the right thing because it's just too much going on and on. Let's just pause it. Let's start over again fresh next year with COVID down the road, vaccines coming now. So, Coach, I thought you did a great job of saving your young men from all this drama and adversity they didn't really need with this bad disease and virus.
Well, boss man, I didn't feel like when our guys came back, like I said, we had a number of dudes, and I don't want to get into the number, but it was a high number. It was probably close to, numbers where it's 80, 90% of our team, pretty much, or maybe higher than that. And when our young men started to come back, I didn't feel like I could coach them. I didn't feel like I could ask them to do their very best. I heard our young men breathe, and it was sounding like stuff that I've never heard before.
Hmm.
We had a couple of young men that in the middle of practice would leave the floor to go vomit. And then, me not knowing anything, I'm like, well, can I go over there and check on them? But it's vomit, so there were things that were just, you know, there were things that I just didn't feel comfortable with. So we turned to the medical side again. We used the medicine kind of to get us to that point. Then we turned to the medical side again, and we started doing tests on our guys. And we found that a lot of our young guys were still having symptoms, where they were having issues with their heart. They were having issues with their breathing. And it just did not make sense for me as a coach to say, okay, get on the line and run this sprint in 30 seconds. Like, I did not feel safe or comfortable having our young men do those kind of things. So it got to the point where our medical team, our athletic director, Mr. Kerry Davis, our president, Dr. Wayne Fredericks, myself, kind of made the decision that it would be in the benefit of our student athletes' health and well-being to just shut it down right now.
And coach, for anyone listening here, Coach Blakeney cares about his players. Some coaches will say, "Run these sprints." You thought about your players' well-being, their long-term health. We don't know how this virus is going to treat these young men 5, 10 years from now. We don't know what the long-term effects of this virus is. So you actually care about these young men's health, not your record as a coach, not wins and losses. You care about them as young men. Now, for anybody listening to this interview, you should want your young men to complain for a guy like Coach Blakeney, who actually cares about your young man as a man, not just as a commodity to get him wins and losses.
Yeah, no doubt. It's when we recruit young men to Howard in our program, the thing that I tell their parents is that I want your son to be better when he leaves us than when he came. And that's not only maturity, that's not only spiritually, that's not only educationally, but it's also health wise, you know. So we take that seriously at Howard and in our program. So our young guys are bouncing back. A lot of the systems have been alleviated due to time, and they're taking steps now to start to get healthier, get in better shape, so we can try to move forward with the season that's coming up this year.
And coach, one highlight of the year is this: you beat Hampton in back-to-back years. You beat Hampton. So we can say that Howard Bison is the real HU, the Mecca, the real HU. He back-to-back years, even in the COVID year, you beat the Pirates and from me at rivals there, coach.
Well, look, Coach Buck Joyner does a tremendous job there at Hampton, and I gotten to know him a little bit over the last year or so. We have a former guy that was a part of our staff last year that's on their staff now. I love their president and what he's done for Hampton and done for that city. We're very lucky because we're part of a staff that has been that's had two wins against them back to back years, and the first staff to do that in the history of the program. So we're very fortunate and very lucky that we've been able to kind of play well against them in back to back years.
Most definitely, and also, coach, yeah, tell me about this. You got your fellow Duke brother on the staff, which is this adobo, Thomas Hill. Tell us about having one of your Duke brothers right there, right with you, going to fire with you, grinding with you every day, man.
Yeah, it's great. Thomas is a guy that was a sophomore when I was a freshman, and my roommate on the road that year. And then we started to. He's my roommate after that on campus, and just somebody that I really have had a great relationship with over the last 30 years. I there's nobody like I got Tyler Thornton on my staff who's also a Dookie. I got Jake Brown who I've worked with at Columbia. So to have these guys that are, character, men of faith, good guys that work their butts off it's really unique. I can trust them, I can depend on them, and I know they're going to be there for me to continue to push this program forward.
And coach, having those guys around you. So tell me how you're looking forward to next year because it's springtime, workouts start here really soon, and the transfer portal is going crazy. And so tell us about your plans for as you guys get ready for workouts and having them on campus this summer will be very key to development for your young men as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so important. I've growing up in I'm 49, so growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, I was an EPMD fan, and they had an album, Unfinished Business.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I feel like we're about this year. We have some unfinished business because we had some guys that I really thought was ready to kind of, like I say, grow into being the players that we think they can be, and to not in myself even to grow into being a better coach. The one thing that I take away from this is that we were able to have, a lot of practices this year. There were points in times where, during exams break, we were able to go twice a day and really grind with our guys. So we feel like there was a great period of growth with them. We've gotten a new strength and conditioning coach, which I love, Joshua Woods. He's been here now for a couple of months, and I can see the difference in our guys' body. The things that he's doing on the strength with the conditioning side, with the agility side, the footwork side, and having the opportunity, like you said, to work with our guys this summer. One of the things that we're doing is for a first semester, we're going to place our guys in internships, which is really important. To allow our guys to have some practical experience. They get some resume experience, but they also get to develop their network and contacts with the outside world. And then, so hopefully they're, after they're either before or after, we can get in the gym, they can get in the weight room, they can get with Coach Woods and, grind it out this summer. So we're looking forward to having this opportunity with our guys doing internships first semester. And with the new NCAA rule, we're able to work with them. But then the second semester in summer school, they can take one or two classes, and we can spend the same amount of time with them that we can spend from the first semester. So we really feel like this period is going to be a huge part of growth. And one of our focuses during the summer is going to be, how well can we really focus and lock in on the defensive side of ball. If you see the teams that excelled in the tournament, most of those teams were defensive, heavy emphasis on that side of the ball.
Most definitely, coach. Like you said, those open runs that all them schools in the area you can go have guys that go out and play. It's gonna help them too because I feel like those. I know Eastern Washington for sure because I know Coach Leggs was telling me about it that his guys scrimmaged against Gonzaga and helped his guys become better. And you got all of them great schools in these DMV areas you can go scrimmage against and help get your young men some experience that way. Maybe apply some of those principles you've learned on when development wise with coaches here. Apply it when I'm playing pick up as well because I know when I would go out and play pick up football, flag football, I would use some things I learned, see how it works against other people. So it's like, I feel like it helped me when I was playing ball. So I got to help your young men as well, having the ability to play against guys in the area like that.
No doubt, no doubt. And we're hoping that we can, we have a real famous summer league pro-am that's here in Washington, D.C. It's held at the Georgetown campus called the Kenner League. And it would be great to get our guys in that league. I don't know if it's going to be possible with COVID and what the protocols will be at Georgetown. But if that's something that can happen, we certainly would love to have our guys do that. But we have, I think, a number of young men that if we're not able to have that competition with outside people, that we can create that kind of same competitive nature within our program in that Bird Gymnasium on Howard's campus.
And Coach, are you a part of the NABC committee on racial reconciliation? Tell us about that because I feel like it's so good because you're a perfect example because you have a white wife, you have a mixed daughter, a beautiful daughter Naomi. So you're the perfect guy to be because you got both sides right there. You perfect blend of it. So I'm like, so you're probably a perfect guy to do it. So tell us about that role, Coach, and how important it is for us to reconcile with each other and bring ourselves together and learn about each other's backgrounds and cultures and be better as one going forward in this country.
Yeah, definitely. And that, being part of the Racial Reconciliation Committee with the NABC it's what a unique honor that is. And I'm very humble and fortunate to have been selected. It's ran by former coach Craig Robinson, who is the head of the NABC, Coach Tommy Amaker, Conzo Martin, a number of guys, Dennis Coleman, who's a really brilliant attorney. Pastor Brett, who's one of the most well-renowned pastors that's in the DC area. He was the chaplain for the Washington Redskins, but to have a chance to have conversations or impact on that committee, doing stuff like trying to eliminate the SAT at universities, making sure that during Black History Month, to have universities acknowledge and sing, lift every voice and sing, just to make things equal and have a voice and a say on issues that can really affect change is such a powerful thing that I can be a part of. And it's a neat thing, boss man, that, and I'm excited about what we can do in the future and the things that we're currently working on right now. We had a chance to do the John Thompson Towels. That was an initiative that came from the Racial Reconciliation Committee, and it was each Division I coach, head coach, and assistant coach wore during the first couple of games a towel in honor of Coach John Thompson, which he wore in honor of his mom, and something that he did all of his career, and we were so happy to be able to kind of honor him and his memory and the things that his accomplishments. And the push that I think we're trying to do, boss man, is continue the fight of Coach John Thompson and of Coach John Chaney, and the efforts that they put in with the trying to make things equal for everyone. So it's been great.
And Coach, tell us about this hiring cycle. A lot of Black coaches getting hired, which is very rare in our business. But this cycle, been a lot of Black coaches getting hired at big jobs, Power 5 jobs, not just the jobs you have to take just to take the job. So, like, the only thing about the ADs and presidents now giving young Black coaches a chance to lead the young men that most likely will be Black that they're going to be coaching on their rosters.
Sure, no doubt. And that's something that's, it's great to see, but I think the work that we still have to do moving forward, that I'm part of the racism committee. And that's something that, we've been pushing for really, really hard. I think there's 29% of the NCAA coaches are African-American or Black. And if you take out the MEAC coaches, that number drops down to maybe 24%. So we still have a lot of work to do, but it's great to see that, it's great to see a number of African American Black males getting more opportunities to affect, I think, the lives of African American males, but also white men. And when you look at it, there's, I think, 56% of all student athletes that play basketball are Black. Can we get that number to be a little bit more reflective of the people who are actually playing the sport? And if we can do that or more, then we've made some incredible progress. But taking baby steps isn't bad.
And coach, tell us about your hat that you're wearing that you got from Coach Sam Puryear, from my alma mater TSU, Tennessee State Tiger. I like my man, the golf coach at Howard doing this thing. Tell us about the hat he gave you, man.
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. 1975, it's Lee Elder is going to be one of the gentlemen that's going to be initiating the Masters. And Lee Elder is, one of, along with Calvin Pete, one of the first Black golfers, professional golfers that kind of, paved the way for Tiger Woods and other minority, not even, Black males, but other minority males to have an opportunity to play golf. So this hat is in honor of him. We're putting all the different influencers around Howard will be putting this on their social media over the next couple of days. So if you guys are following any Howard athletics, Howard basketball, Howard golf, Howard football, you will see this hat around our social media. And it's just to thank Mr. Lee Elder for all of his contributions, not only to the golf world, but to our society as a whole.
Most definitely. Coach Blakeney, thank you for your time as always, buddy. I miss talking to you. I love good our chats, man, are very engaging and fun, man. And I'm wishing you the Bison the best. I told you, Coach, I'm a teacher. Also about Howard Bison. I'm a Bison as well at heart, Coach. I love the BDMV and the Bison. Between you, Coach Puryear, Coach Askew, Coach Scott, man, you guys are doing big things in the DMV at the Mecca. I know you're going to be doing some great things down the road. I know that, Coach. I believe it in my heart, man.
My man, I appreciate you, boss man. Thanks for having me, man, and great to catch up.
Anytime, Coach. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
All right.